In each heart there is a burial ground. Mitsu enjoys shootout triumph over LSU, secures first win with protective stand. Dave Columbia, Mo. A heavyweight shootout including in excess of 1,000 yards of offense and pursuit between the dominant public bosses and a group frantic to at last taste triumph descended a guarded remain more than 3 feet of turf. Normally. This time, Missouri stood taller. Consecutive pass separations by linebacker Nick Bolton and well-being Joshua Bledsoe secured Mitsu's 45-41 hard-halting win over number 17 Louisiana State in the last seconds Saturday at Memorial Stadium, a game that sometime or another unquestionably more than the 10,013 in participation will guarantee they saw with their own eyes. Eli Drinkwitz was there and won't overlook what he saw. It was our will versus theirs, Missouri's youngster lead trainer said subsequent to acquiring his first success. We needed it more. Main concern. This one wasn't initially planned for Baton Rouge, Louisiana, until the danger of Hurricane Delta moved the game north 700 miles saw Mitsu, however exactly when Drinkwitz's Tigers thought they got a break, wounds and COVID contact following exhausted any home field advantage. Drinkwitz's group, 14-point long shots at the opening shot, needed to play without 3 of its top recipients, including 2 starters, and 3 of its main 4 protective handles. Across Faurot Field stood Ed Orgeron's assortment of 4- and 5-star competitors, the third consecutive broadly positioned adversary for Mitsu, something no group in school history had confronted the initial 3 weeks of the period. Offer this Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, SMS, email. Mitsu appreciates shootout triumph over LSU. Secures first win with cautious stand. Dave Matter 8 hours back 16-1 of 4 Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, SMS, email. Spare Columbia, Mo. A heavyweight shootout highlighting in excess of 1,000 yards of offense and pursuit between the dominant public heroes and a group frantic to at long last taste triumph descended a cautious remain more than 3 feet of turf. Normally. This time, Missouri stood taller. Consecutive pass separations by linebacker Nick Bolton and well-being Joshua Bledsoe secured Mitsu's 45-41 hard-halting win over number 17 Louisiana State in the last seconds Saturday at Memorial Stadium, a game that sometime or another unmistakably more than the 10,013 in participation will guarantee they saw with their own eyes. Eli Drinkwitz was there and won't overlook what he saw. It was our will versus theirs, Missouri's tenderfoot lead trainer said subsequent to procuring his first success. We needed it more. Primary concern. This one wasn't initially booked for Baton Rouge, Louisiana, until the danger of Hurricane Delta moved the game north 700 miles saw Mitsu, however exactly when Drinkwitz's Tigers thought they got a break, wounds and COVID contact following drained any home field advantage. Drinkwitz's group, 14-point dark horses at the opening shot, needed to play without 3 of its top beneficiaries, including 2 starters, and 3 of its main 4 protective handles. Across Faurot Field stood Ed Orgeron's assortment of 4- and 5-star competitors, the third consecutive broadly positioned rival for Mitsu, something no group in school history had confronted the initial 3 weeks of the period. In any case, as Drinkwitz told anybody who tuned in after the triumph, Saturday was about the Tigers who were accessible to play, not the ones who weren't. Our folks didn't jump today, he said after a wild festival in the storage space. They didn't recoil after awful turnovers. They didn't wince subsequent to getting the show on the road on the 1-yard line. They didn't jump being down. They simply continued battling. That is our main basic belief, consistently contend. What's more, I'm damn glad for this football crew. The success snapped a dash of 27 sequential misfortunes when the Tigers were long shots by 2 scores or more. The keep-going win went ahead November 1, 1997, when Larry Smith's 14-point long shot Tigers beat number 12 Oklahoma State 51-50 in 2 fouled additional timeout and about. There was bounty for Drinkwitz and Mitsu fans to relish Saturday, maybe nothing better than the initiative his protection showed in the choosing minutes, 7 days after Tennessee's running matchup stomped on the Tigers out and about. Truly, Mitsu bungled multiple times, surrendered 479 yards and 4 passing scores, however Mu defeated LSU on each of the 10 of its third downs, covered the running matchup throughout the day and split up 10 passes. Mitsu's offense conveyed, as well. On a transitioning evening for quarterback Connor Bazelak, the redshirt rookie's fourth score pass to Nico Hipamitsu, 1-2, ahead 45-41 with 5:18 left, a lot of time for LSU's productive assault to recapture the lead and pulverize Mew's fantasies. In 9 snaps, Brennan Miles guided LSU, 1-2, to the Mitsu 1-yard line with 44 seconds left. Drinkwitz declined to utilize both of staying 2 breaks, rather confiding with all due respect to secure the triumph. The stake were as clear as the blue sky on this October day. On the off chance that they score, we lose and go 0-3, Bolton said. This is the place we should secure our home. On first and second down, Mew amassed running back Tyrion Davis-Price at the line of scrimmage. On third down, Bolton saw where LSU positioned wide collector Terrace Marshall Jr. before the snap and figured Brennan would target him with a fast toss. Rather, Bolton slapped the pass to the ground. Fourth down. Brennan moved right looking toward, who else? Marshall, who had manhandled Mitsu's auxiliary for 11 gets, 235 yards and 3 scores. Marshall gave Bledsoe a push in the end zone, yet the senior well-being held his ground and smacked away LSU's assembly, setting off a not really socially separated gathering on the Mitsu sideline. Mew even shot off firecrackers from the North Concourse, with 16 seconds on the clock. From the shadow of his own end zone, Bazelak arranged in each group's preferred development, triumph offense, and took a knee to make sure about the success and rescue what might have been a horrible beginning to the season. I've never got stunned by lightning, however I imagine that is the thing that it kind of feels like it, guarded and Trey Williams said after the triumph. It feels great escaping that storm. For the duration of the day it was Bazelak conveying Mitsu's electrical discharges for an assault that accumulated 586 yards. In his subsequent profession start and first at home, he associated on 29 of 34 pass endeavors for 406 yards and 4 scores. His single-game passer rating, 224.4, was the 6th best in group history. Here are the 5 Mitsu spending days that were more proficient. Pursued Daniel vs. Simo in 2008, 273.4, Corby Jones vs. Iowa State in 1997, 260.7, Drew Lock vs. Missouri State in 2017, 252.5, Daniel vs. Nevada in 2008, 250.8, Lock vs. Idaho in 2017, 242.5. Bazelak's passer rating was Mew's best ever in a SEC game, obscuring Lock's 210.3 at Florida in 2017, which was additionally Mew's last triumph over a positioned adversary. Bazelak did it Saturday with senior beginning collectors Damon Hazelton Jr. also, Chisholm both in isolate, 2 of the 6 players inaccessible because of one sure COVID-19 case. Rather, Bazelak made the most out of a problematic cast of beneficiaries, driven via profession reinforcement Toski Dove, 6 gets for 83 yards, and Stroll on junior school move Dione Smith, 6 for 54. Drinkwitz helped his QB with a profound jump into the playbook, a scramble of stunt plays and his licensed blend of confounding pre-snap movements, confusion and alternative pitches. Drinkwitz called a bug gleam on the game's first arrangement. A completely executed handoff to Larry Roundtree 3, a throwback to Bazelak and a strike downfield to Dove for a 58-yard score in a 7-0 lead, the first run through Mitsu's driven on the scoreboard throughout the season. Bazelak included a 41-yard TD pass to Micah Wilson, a changed-over quarterback getting his most activity at wide